stand up, raise your right hand to be sworn in by our clerk. All rise.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say I do.
Say I do. Yes, I do. Say I do.
All right, please be seated. We have the interpreters now. Creole and Spanish. Let me see who's here. Miss Dinesh, you want to swear her in Creole and Spanish we have here now? You want to swear me?
Do you swear that you will well and faithfully interpret from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, questions asked, and the answers given to the best of your ability, and that you have such ability? Say I do.
From English to Creole and Creole to English. Yes, I do. Saint Vadana, certified court interpreter for the record.
Thank you. And
I
Spanish?
do, Maria Pozueta, Spanish interpreter.
Thank you. If there's anybody here for a case on Zoom, please type the defendant's name in the chat room. Okay, does anybody want to translate that for me?
Oh, est-ce que gen aucun moun qui connecté sous plateforme Zoom, non? Tant pis, si nous on l'a pour un cas, et mettez-le sous numéro cas, et pour qui moun nous là, sous chat là.
Sí, aquellos que estén en la plataforma de Zoom, por favor, pueden meter su número de caso en el chat.
Okay, thank you. Let's get started. Can the attorneys announce their name for the record, please state?
Nessa F on behalf of the state.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Judge. Can we get the split screen video, please? There we go.
Good afternoon.
You got to state for the record, please.
Rebecca Corey, Assistant Public Defender. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's begin. Are we doing the ladies first? Did you have any in-state warrants or no?
The only one was that one with Mr. Amstar.
Oh,
He said to provide an order. I sent it to him, but I don't know if he got the email. Did he?
Oh. I don't see anything. Let me look. My emails. No. I may have to do it myself. All right, no worries. Can you give me that in-state calendar, please? I'll do it after court. Chelsea Sanchez on page 1. How are you? I see you.
And we have a few private attorneys also, Judge.
What'd you say, Miss Corey?
We have a few private attorneys also.
I have some detectives here.
Private lawyers. You don't want me to call the ladies first?
Whatever you like to do, Judge.
We're not ready, I guess. He's making copies of stuff. Hi, Miss Sanchez. You were arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. There's probable causes. Are you okay with pretrial, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Pretrial services, alternate bond. Oh, I have the Creole interpreter. I got to deal with that as well. I guess pretrial alternate bond, $2,500 count 1 and $500 count 2. Have a nice day. What case who needs a Creole interpreter?
The second female, Dorsey.
Oh, okay. All right. Next is Cassandra Dorsey.
Corrections, she's got a co-defendant, Mr. Tessier. Does he also need the Creole interpreter?
What page is that?
We'll check. Thank you.
What page is the co-defendant on? Do we know? I got no. It's wrong.
Page 4.
Good. You were arrested for 1 count of child neglect. I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Yo arrêté ou, une charge là, c'est négligence sous timoun, m'a pe nommé un avocat à la défense publique pour représenter ou.
So there's probable cause for the charge. I guess her 2-year-old son was walked by himself to go to McDonald's.
Alors, gen bon jan raison pour arrestation. On ti garçon 2 ans, petit tout, on ti garçon qu'on gen qui 2 ans, kap marché dans la rue pour col pour aller dans McDonald's.
Actually, it's the 5-year-old son and the 2-year-old son went to McDonald's because they were scared of being left home alone.
Alors, actuellement, c'était Timoun et 5 ans, petit garçon 5 ans, qui a marché avec le Timoun qui a 2 ans. Il était peur, il était pourquoi il marchait et pour y aller.
Anyway, there's probable cause for the charges, the charges.
Tout jan gen bon jan raison pour charge yo.
Ma'am, I'm entering a stay away order. The public defender's office is appointed for you, and I'm entering a stay away order for the two children.
Alors, yo nommé un avocat la défense publique pour représenter yo, mais mwen ba on l'ordre pour camper loin de ti moun yo.
Would you
No
allow any supervised visits, Judge?
Alors, avocat mande si la pa permettre visite supervisée.
Wait, now she wants to see the children after leaving them alone? Ms. Seth, would you have an objection?
Koun yon livle wè ti moun yo, apre l te kite yo pou ko yo.
I'd like to defer to DCF.
Alors, avocat l'État dit que ta remen transféré ka dans le département Children and Family.
Looks like she was at work, Judge. It's not clear.
Okay, you're right.
Avocat dit que semblait qu'elle était dans le travail. Juge l'a dit oui ou gen raison.
So, that's fine. You're allowed to have supervised contact with the children. Each child, you are prohibited from being physically threatening or violent towards them in any manner whatsoever.
Alors, yo bon l'ordre pour capable gen des visites supervisées avec petit ou yo. Et visite ça yo doit être faite sans violence, sans menace, sans rien qui passe.
Also, do not engage in any criminal activity. Do not use or possess illegal drugs.
Pas participer dans aucune activité illégale, là, fini. Pas utiliser ni gagner en possession aucune drogue, aucune substance qui est illégale.
Do not use, purchase, possess, or carry a firearm, gun, weapon, or ammunition.
Pas utiliser, pas gagner en possession, pas acheter aucune arme, aucune arme à feu ni ammunition.
You must immediately surrender any firearms, ammunition, and any concealed weapons permits to the nearest police department and follow the court.
Et ou doit aller remettre tout de suite dans la station police qui est près ou là, aucune arme à feu, aucune ammunition, aucun permis qui caché, et récit que y a baron à porter dans le tribunal, dans le bureau et greffier à clerk of court là.
And in the event there is an open case in dependency court arising from the same set of facts and events as this case,
Au cas que tu as gagné un cas qui déjà l'ouvre dans le tribunal, côté que yo prend yo contrôle sous ti moun nan,
and any and all orders entered in dependency court regarding your contact, visitation, and custody shall supersede or replace this court's order.
alors n'importe qui l'ordre que était déjà bail par rapport à visite et ti moun, alors la pour remplacer l'ordre que tribunal ça fait bail jodi.
So do you understand the stay away order, ma'am? You're allowed to have only supervised contact and you have to comply with any orders in dependency court.
Madame, est-ce que vous comprenez l'ordre juge dans tribunal en bas ou côté que vous capable de visite supervisée avec ti moun nan, et c'est pour faire tout ça l'autre tribunal juvénile sous affaire ti moun qui prend dépendance sous ti moun ça yo djou pour faire c'est pour obéir.
Okay, you understand?
Vous comprenez, madame?
Oui.
Yes.
All services, alternate bond, $2,500. Have a nice day.
Et aux caution financière comme alternative que pour capable pour Calago, c'est $2,500. Passons une bonne journée. Au revoir.
Okay, next, do you want me to call?
Let's do the co-defendant while we've got the interpreter.
Okay, does he need it? I don't know what Mr. Sam would like. He needs to, we see here, I need the case of Murtadi Alabobwe. Oh, the clerk stepped away, so I can't do anything. We'll be with you in a few minutes. I'm just getting some of the Creole interpreter out first before I call the private lawyers.
Wait for the attorney.
He's on Zoom.
Please?
Yeah. Mr. Sam Zange is on Zoom. Do you have the co-defendant corrections, Mr. Junior Testier for the Creole interpreter? Good afternoon, sir. You were arrested for one count of child neglect. I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Bonsoir, monsieur. Yo arrêté ou et yo une charge yo c'est négligence sous timoun. M'a pe nommé un avocat la défense publique pour représenter ou.
There is probable cause for the charge.
Gen bon jan raison pour arrestation.
I meant, he has no priors. How long have you lived here in Miami?
Ou pas gen aucun dossier la police. Ça fait combien de temps que vous vivez Miami?
I think since 21.
Since 2021.
All right, so I will allow you to have only supervised contact with the two children whose initials are ST and JT.
Alors, m'a pe permettre que ou gen contact qui pacifique avec et supervisé avec Timoun sa yo. Initial li, yon la donne c'est ST, l'autre lan c'est JT.
And also you are prohibited from being physically threatening or violent towards the two children in any manner whatsoever.
Et yo di ou ko pa gen droit tout pour gen aucun contact et réaction qui menaçant, violent de quelle que soit manière qui pas correct avec deux timoun sa yo.
Not engage in any criminal activity, do not use or possess illegal drugs.
Ou pas supposé participer dans aucune activité illégale, ni pour ta utiliser, ni pour ta gagner en possession aucune drogue, aucune substance illégale.
Do not use, purchase, possess, or carry a firearm, gun, weapon, or ammunition.
Et ou pas supposé utiliser, ni acheter, ni gagner en possession aucune arme, aucune arme à feu, aucune ammunition.
You must immediately surrender any firearms, ammunition, and any concealed weapons permits to the nearest police department and file a receipt with the court.
Et tu dois remettre rapidement n'importe qui arme à feu, armes, ammunition dans les stations police qui plus près ou et avec récit à bas ou à potel dans bureau greffier tribunal là, il y aurait le clerk of court.
Do you understand the modified stay away order? Oh, also, I'm sorry. In the event there's an open case in dependency court arising from the same set of facts and events as this case.
Alors, au cas que tu as déjà un cas qui l'ouvre dans le tribunal juvénile qui prend en contrôle timoun nan, dépendant sous timoun nan, pour même situation ça.
Then sorry, let me just read it here. I'm doing too much at once.
In
Any and all orders entered in dependency court regarding your contact, visitation, and custody shall supersede or replace this court's order.
Alors, n'importe qui l'ordre d'un tribunal juvénile qui t'a déjà entré, que t'as déjà bail l'ordre par rapport à visite, par rapport à timoun nan, la pour remplacer l'ordre tribunal dans ce bail là, jodi a.
All right, you understand?
Monsieur, est-ce que vous comprenez?
Oui, on comprend.
Yes, I understand.
Pretrial services alternate bond $2,500. Have a nice day.
Et comme caution, alternative pour yo kalage ou 2,500.
Thank you. I think the Creole interpreter can be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I don't know which case you want me to call for next with the private lawyers. Murtadi Al-Robai, the attorney's on Zoom.
And I'll put the cases in for the detectives in the chat, Judge.
Excuse me?
There's a couple cases I'd like to call out of turn for detectives. I'll put it in the chat.
Judge, good morning. I'm parking. There was terrible traffic. If you could just call one or two more cases, I'll be in the courtroom in about 5 minutes.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Pass it for him. We have another private attorney, Ricardo Gonzalez. Does the attorney step out? We have a few attorneys outside. I have also Mr. Gonzalez here. I think that's next, Mr. Gonzalez. Good afternoon. Are you here for Ricardo Gonzalez? Okay, thank you. Do you have Ricardo Gonzalez, please?
Coming up, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Do you speak English?
Yes, ma'am.
Arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer without violence. Your attorney is present. Can you state your name, please, for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Manny Gonzalez on behalf of Ricardo Gonzalez.
Thank you. Do you have any argument regarding probable cause?
No, Judge, not with regards to a probable cause. What I was just wanting to argue regarding the bond.
Okay. One second, I'm just reviewing this. Okay, what's your argument? What bond do you want?
Judge, I would like basically either a standard bond or RR. And my reasoning,
Nothing in between?
well, what's the standard?
5,000
5,000?
battery in a law enforcement officer.
Okay, so I would say actually 2,500.
$2,500, count one, for battery on law enforcement officer. Count two, resisting without is $500.
Judge, there was an issue there.
Why do we have to keep talking about it?
No, just not about that. It said there that there was a warrant for $150. Is that the reckless? Because I looked them up and
The reckless driving was given a $1 bond.
They went upstairs for that.
That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
We have Yoandris Q. There's another private attorney. Is that? He's right here. Juan de Jesus Gonzalez is here. There's another attorney? Okay, I'm told there's another.
Two lawyers, Jay White and Juan Gonzalez.
Jay White and all right. Mr. Gonzalez, I think Attorney Jay White as well.
Mr. White is here to represent Mr. Quay.
Huh? Who was here for Mr. I'm told there's another attorney here too.
Good afternoon, Judge. It's good to see you again.
Oh, there's another attorney here?
Hi, Judge. I'm here on Mr. Quay's case.
Have Mr. White handle it, Judge. I'll step away to the I'll step out from the superior attorney.
A better attorney than me by miles, but yes, I'm prepared to make an argument on this case.
Mr. White is better looking than I am, Judge.
That doesn't count for much, Judge.
So, all right, so Mr. White's hanging in there or what?
Yes, I'm here, Judge. Actually, this is a rather, well, I'll let you read the A form.
Let me see Mr. Q. He's over on Zoom. This is it. This is over there. Good afternoon, Mr. Q. English is okay? You want a Spanish interpreter or English?
English.
All right, thank you. You were arrested for a case from January 22nd of this year. Two counts of kidnapping, one count of grand theft, a second-degree felony, one count of grand theft of a vehicle, one count of burglary to an occupied conveyance. Those are your charges. You have two attorneys here. I guess Mr. White's going to be handling it as the primary attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. So let me review the arrest affidavit for probable cause. All right, so it looks like somebody may have left two children in the car and the car got stolen. Does that sum it up?
Right, but he's not the person who drove away in the victim's car. That's the co-defendant.
Oh, we saw this one. Is this the shipment with the phones? Okay.
Yes, Judge. There's actually another case, F25-2363, which is the same exact facts. That case already went to arraignment and the kidnapping charges were no action. And there's Florida Supreme Court case law, Delgado versus State, that clearly states that Just stealing a car with 2 kids in the back is not kidnapping.
I have a question, counsel. Were you the attorney on that case?
No, I'm not the attorney in that case, but I'm familiar with that case because I pulled it. I read the A form, even though I haven't read your A form. I'm sure it tracks this A form, but I can tell you that that case went to arraignment on 224, and if you run it, you'll see that the kidnapping cases were no action, and there were no action because they followed the precedent in Delgado versus State, which is seminal law on these exact same facts. Car was stolen, 2 kids in the back or 1 kid in the back. They found the car within the hour, and although he was charged with kidnapping, the Supreme Court reversed the district court and said that's not kidnapping.
Counsel, can you give me the case number for the
F25 2363. Jorge Casola Martinez.
I want the site for that other case that you're citing.
Delgado versus State, 71 Southern 3rd 54.
One more time.
71 Southern 3rd 54. Florida Supreme Court 2011. Still good law.
So, Judge, I can reach out to the ASA assigned to the other case and see if they're intend to file on the kidnapping for this defendant.
Okay.
Says Natalie Mendez on the CJIS.
Okay, I can send her an email. And I see what you're saying, that the kidnapping was no action. Give me a second. And then the ASA, hold on. It says John Smerritt.
He's the one who stole the car with the 2 kids inside with the phones.
I think he was in
It
the
says
Palisades.
the what?
The Hyundai Palisade?
Yeah, that defendant was in a car that didn't even have the kids. They're just trying to bootstrap it with the principal theory.
Yeah, you're right. I misread this. Says they occupied the victim's vehicle. And then the Hyundai Palisade left the scene with Casola Martinez. That's the one they no action did. So they stole the car with the 2 kids and the phones. They abandoned the car with the 2 kids and took the phones.
If you read Delgado, Judge, because it's on all fours.
Okay, so he was the one, but maybe, okay, I'm gonna reach out to the ASA, but he was the one. Okay.
You want
Can
me
we
to pass
pass it? Yeah.
Don't have a seat. I gotta pass it for a few minutes.
Thank you, Judge. I'll stand by.
Okay. Is this one next?
That's part of that. Q. What's another one? Q.
Is that this?
No, Q was part of that case.
Oh, okay.
This is the one for yes.
Hillerson Torrealba Gonzalez is next on page 3. You gotta wait now. You should have stood up a second sooner. Which is his case? Which one is that? Okay, thank you.
Is there an attorney present, Judge?
This was for a detective.
Torrealba has a hold for immigration.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, sir. You were arrested for
Spanish interpreter, please.
Possession of a weapon or firearm on school property.
Excuse me, Your Honor, can you repeat the first word of the sentence?
You were arrested for possession of a weapon or firearm on school property.
Okay. Señor, ha sido arrestado por tenencia de un arma de fuego en una zona escolar.
Also charged with written threats for a mass shooting or terrorism.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the sound quality is not very good. Could you possibly get closer to the microphone, maybe?
I'll try. He's charged with written threats for a mass shooting or terrorism.
Ok, se le imputa amenazar para un tiroteo de masas y terrorismo.
Interference with an educational institution.
Interferir con una educación escolar.
And criminal mischief.
Y daños a la propiedad.
So I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Voy a nombrar al abogado de oficio para que lo represente.
And also corrections announced you have an immigration hold.
Y las autoridades carcelarias han anunciado que tiene una retención de migración.
So I need a moment to review the arrest affidavit for probable cause.
Necesito un momento para revisar la declaración del arresto para ver si hay motivos fundados.
So I guess he posted a photograph of himself sitting near the school, holding a firearm.
Parece que puso una fotografía de él cerca del colegio con un arma de fuego.
And it was the Instagram account was identified as belonging to Mr. Torrealba Gonzalez.
Y en la cuenta de Instagram aparecía como que era propiedad del señor Torrealba González.
And talks about a threatening post, and several students were picked up early due to that threatening post.
Parece que puso colgó un mensaje amenazante.
It was a screenshot from his social media account.
Era un pantallazo de su cuenta de las redes sociales.
Where he's holding a gun.
En el que porta un arma de fuego.
Ms. Cora, did you have any argument regarding probable cause?
Señora Cori, ¿tiene algún argumento en cuanto a los motivos fundados?
No, Judge.
No.
You also confessed that he was the person behind the driver's seat in the photograph.
También confesó que era la persona en el asiento que conducía el carro.
I believe there is probable cause for the charges.
Creo que hay motivos fundados para los cargos.
So you are ordered to stay away from John A. Ferguson Senior High School.
Se le ordena permanecer alejado de John A. Ferguson High School.
At 15900 Southwest 56th Street in Miami, Florida.
En el 15900 Southwest, calle 56 en Miami, Florida.
You're not allowed to go to that location and you must stay away from that school. Do you understand, sir?
No se le permite ir a esa ubicación y tiene que permanecer alejado de esa escuela. ¿Entiende, señor?
Yes, ma'am.
Count 1, improper exhibition of a firearm on school property or
Your
in
Honor,
yes.
okay, I do have the detective.
Okay.
evidence. I believe the detective is requesting a stay away order from this school as well as all schools in Miami-Dade County as the defendant is not a student.
Muy bien, parece que el detective le ha dicho a la fiscal que está solicitando una orden de alejamiento no solo de esta escuela, sino de todas las escuelas de Miami-Dade porque el acusado no es estudiante.
All right, detective, raise your right hand to be sworn, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are going to give in this proceeding will be the truth? If so, state I do.
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Tell me your name and what police agency you work for.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name's David Rhodes. I'm a detective with Miami-Dade Schools Police Department, General Investigations Unit.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is the interpreter going to interpret?
Sí, el detective se ha presentado, ha dicho cuál es su cargo.
Go ahead.
Right, so Judge, I did get a copy of the posts from the detective in case Your Honor wants to see them.
Sí,
Sure.
la fiscal tiene una copia de los postes en caso de que la juez quiera verlos.
So as Your Honor can see, the picture is actually tagged to the high school. That's one picture. There's another picture as well, if Your Honor would give me a moment. 1 second. Let me see if I can get the other photo. 1 moment, Judge.
Also, do you want to ask the
Right.
court?
So I think an increased bond is appropriate, as well as maybe house arrest in addition to the bond. Here's the other photo, Judge.
Se está mostrando la primera foto y ahora la segunda foto.
Right. I don't know how long the defendant's been in the community. Again, he does not attend that school.
La fiscalía propone que se le haga un aumento de la fianza y que se le ponga bajo arresto domiciliario. Ella dice que no sabe cuánto tiempo usted ha estado viviendo en esta comunidad.
He also has connections, it appears, to a gang.
Y sus conexiones parecen más como con una pandilla.
Right. So the state's request is 100,000 with house arrest. I don't know if the detective has anything else to add.
So, la fiscalía está pidiendo 150,000, 150,000.
100.
150,000.
100.
100,000. Okay, $100,000 y arresto domiciliario.
Detective, what else did you want to say, if anything?
No, ma'am, my only request was to have a stay away order from all schools in Dade County because he is an inactive student from North Miami Beach Senior High School. So he has no legitimate business to be at any of our schools.
Vamos, el detective pide una orden de alejamiento de todas las escuelas de Miami-Dade porque usted es un ex estudiante del North Miami Beach Senior High School.
Okay. So I'm also going to order that you stay away from all Miami-Dade County public schools, including elementary, middle schools, and high schools.
Entonces también voy a emitir una orden de alejamiento de todas las escuelas de Miami, del condado de Miami-Dade, incluyendo escuelas elementales, middle schools y high schools.
Right. Ms. Corey, Ms. Eth the state is requesting an increased bond of $100,000. Do you have any argument regarding that?
Judge, Mr. Toriel Gonzalez does not have funds for a $100,000 bond. I do see that he's immigration hold. I would ask if you would set standard bond, Judge.
Muy bien, la defensa dice que usted no tiene medios para pagar $100,000 de fianza y que además tiene una retención de emigración, por lo tanto está solicitando que le pongan una fianza estándar.
So he has an immigration hold, which means if he posts his bond on the case, he's going to be, federal immigration officers have, I think, up to 2 days to decide if they're going to pick him up and take him over to Chrome and deal with whatever deal with there.
Entonces tiene una retención de migración, lo que significa que si pone la fianza, los agentes federales de migración tienen 2 días, hasta 2 días para decidir si lo van a detener.
18 years old. I don't know how long he's been living here. Miss F, do you show when he entered the country?
No se sabe cuánto tiempo ha estado aquí, cuándo entró en el país.
It appears to be August of 21.
August of 21.
21.
En agosto del 2021.
Okay,
Your Honor, if I can add one thing on that, please.
yes, sir.
I got information from the U.S. Customs Border Patrol that the defendant and his family were stopped by U.S. Border Patrol in 2021. It appears that they were issued a PTA for immigration court, but they do not see that the defendant or the family attended court. And so that's it's something that the federal agencies are also looking into as well.
Ok. Parece que el acusado entró en los Estados Unidos con una patrulla en la frontera y que le emitió una PTA para emigración en una corte de migración. Así que esto va a ser algo que los agentes federales también van a estar atentos a ello.
So I think an increased bond is warranted. He's 18 years old. He's not supposed to have a gun, I don't believe, since he's not a citizen or a legal resident here of the United States. And he's sitting with a gun in front of the school, making threats to kill students who attend this school. So he does pose a danger to the community.
Bueno, entonces tiene 18 años, no es ciudadano de los Estados Unidos y tiene una pistola, está sentado cerca de un colegio haciendo amenazas. Yo considero que es un peligro para la comunidad.
Count one, possession of a weapon on school property or school grounds, that will be a $15,000 bond.
El primer cargo, posesión de un arma de fuego cerca de un colegio, son $15,000.
Count two, written threats for a mass shooting or for terrorism will be a $50,000 bond.
El segundo es hacer amenazas de un tiroteo en masa y de terrorismo, son $50,000 de fianza.
Count three, interference with an educational institution is a $150 bond.
Cargo número 3, interferir con una institución educativa, son $150 de fianza.
Count four, criminal mischief is a $150 bond.
El cargo número 4, daños a la propiedad, son $150 de fianza.
Carving words into the holding cell on the walls, I guess. The criminal mischief is for damages he did to the holding cell.
Los daños a la propiedad son the criminal mischief is for damages to
the holding cell.
The holding.
The plastic from his jacket to carve words onto the holding cell walls.
Ya. Parece que los daños a la propiedad fueron a las paredes del edificio.
I don't think I can order house arrest with immigration hold. I'm not sure.
Bueno, no estoy segura de que pueda ordenar arresto domiciliario habiendo una retención de inmigración.
I can do it. I guess I'm the judge, so I can do it. Plus
Sí,
house.
me imagino. Soy la juez y puedo hacerlo.
All right, plus house arrest. Level 3 house arrest.
Arresto domiciliario nivel 3.
That's tantamount to no bond for him with an immigration hold, Judge. House arrest will not execute any paperwork with an immigration.
Oh, it is? Okay, and I won't do house arrest.
Entonces no van a darle arresto domiciliario.
Okay, he should be able to post his bond. Good day, sir. Thank you.
Y debe de tener que poner la fianza. Que tenga buen día, señor.
Okay, now I have a private lawyer, Murtadi Al-Robe.
Good afternoon, Judge. Tom Zangin on behalf of Mr. Al-Rabe. Thank you for accommodating me for running a little late this afternoon.
We got a late start today. Did it finishing late?
Serendipitous.
Late, yeah. I'm waiting for him to be brought in.
Yes, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
You were arrested for 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, 1 count of armed possession of a controlled substance called oxycodone, 1 count of armed possession of a controlled substance called alprazolam, and armed criminal mischief, and possession of a weapon while committing an offense. Your attorney is here, and good afternoon. Do you want to introduce yourself to your client?
Mr. Makabi knows me. Mr. Al-Rabi knows me. Sam Zangin on behalf of the accused, Judge.
Okay, thank you. I'm just reviewing this very interesting arrest affidavit. It's from February 23rd. So first he's following a Rolls Royce.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, and then he's crashed into it when they put their brakes on because they were following him all around town, I guess. And then he pulled out a firearm and shot at the victims and struck the Rolls Royce. One of the rounds struck the Rolls Royce right rear rim. And then he's in a Porsche that fled the scene at a high rate of speed. Does that sum it up, the allegations?
Well, Judge, I'd like to address them.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
I don't mind.
So these are the issues. So there's a purported event that occurs on the 23rd, right? And the people that are claiming that they're being followed by this vehicle, they don't call the police. There's no independent evidence to suggest that he was following them. What you do have, and what you do have is an admission that the person in the Rolls Royce hits their brakes and causes an accident. It's right there in the arrest affidavit, right? And then the car allegedly pulls up next to this person, which really kind of doesn't make a lot of sense to me because they brake, it hits the car, and then in lieu of pulling over, the Rolls Royce takes off, right? Because when you cause an accident, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to stop. It doesn't sound like the Rolls Royce stopped. It sounds like the Rolls Royce is the car that fled. And whoever was driving the Porsche, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form acknowledging that my client was driving it, allegedly pulls up and opens fire towards the vehicle. I don't know how that's aggravated battery. The vehicle is not a person. And they say that the window's down, and they have a description of that. I guess they saw the person, yet the purported victims did not identify my client as the driver after the arrest was made. And I'll tell you what's also interesting is that I knew about the arrest almost immediately because a colleague of Mr. Al-Rabi was with him when he was arrested. And that's completely in contradiction to what's in the arrest affidavit, which says that he was pulled over. He wasn't. He was in a restaurant when about 40 or 50 armed SWAT members, undercover police officers, stormed the restaurant and apprehended my client at gunpoint. And in addition to this individual confirming that, that person called me and told me that the restaurant that they were at, I called the restaurant. I spoke to the owner of the restaurant who confirmed what that person told me. So I have a lot of problems with this representation saying that they pulled him over and that he was the sole person in the vehicle. That's not what transpired. I know that doesn't go to the four corners of the arrest affidavit, but that draws a concern for me as an attorney when you have these kind of misrepresentations. So what you have is you have an incident that takes place, and I can tell you, Judge, I'll bet you dollars to donuts, and I'll do it, and I'm doing it on the record, that the firearm that they seized from my client does not match the casings. Those casings do not match that firearm. I'll bet you dollars to donuts that they don't. And there's no evidence or information that those casings do. So what you have is you have my client arrested 5 days after, and they're making the assumption based on what's in the four corners of the arrest affidavit that my client was the driver on the 23rd. He's not identified in the paperwork. The purported victims don't identify him. And what's more of a concern here is that the allegations of the drivers, Sahib and Ali, they admit that they hit their brakes and they caused an accident. They didn't pull over, they sped away. So I have issues with the aggravated battery. I have issues with the criminal mischief while armed. I have an issue with the possession of a weapon while committing an offense. What I will say is there's probable cause for counts 2 and 3. And what you'll see is there's a small amount of prescription medication. I'm not sure, and I haven't spoken to my client whether or not he has a prescription for those, or if they are his live-in girlfriends, that she has a prescription for them. But he does have a legally registered firearm. And I believe, I'm not sure if I believe that if he didn't have a concealed permit, which I believe he does, that he would have been charged with that, which he wasn't. So he has one prior arrest, which was I handled, that got dismissed. He has substantial ties to the community. He's been here for 6 years. I've known him for a very long time. He has a lot of deep connections to the community. And I think that there's a lot of problems with this case from an evidentiary standpoint. And in court is his sister, who was here actually visiting him. And so, you know, it shows there's no gang relation. He has no criminal history. 2 and 2 has to equal 4. And for someone to do a drive-by like that, that's not indicative of the kind of person that I know Mr. Al-Rabi to be, nor his criminal history purports him to be. It just doesn't make any sense. Those are my arguments with regards to probable cause. I know it's a very low standard. I get that. But I think that there's PC for counts 2 and 3.
Okay, thank you. Stage, you have a response?
Sure. So as to counts 1 and 2, I believe the more appropriate charge would be aggravated assault with a firearm rather than the aggravated battery. I believe that there is probable cause for the armed possession of the drugs. It was various oxycodone, alprazolam pills that were in 2 plastic Dramamine bottles, so they weren't in a prescription bottle with his name on it. In terms of the criminal mischief, I don't know if an amount is alleged.
It's $9,500.
$9,500, okay. So I think there's PC on that one. The use of a weapon in the commission of offense. I'm not sure if we typically charge that. In terms of counsel's other arguments, it does seem that the reason why the victims tapped the brakes was because the defendants were following them. Also, in terms of the victims not staying on the scene, why would they? The defendant just opened fire on them.
Okay.
I mean, just really quickly. Sure. So if they were following them under this theory, like that would insinuate that they were going to do something.
Which they did. They shot at his car.
Well, that allegedly, but that only happened after the person caused an accident, right? So it's not like if they were following them to rob them, they would have robbed them. They didn't do that to carjack them. It doesn't flow with the common sense of what's going on. But I understand where you're coming from, but I think that there's issues with this case. And I think that I'm ready to, if the court wants to ask me what my recommendation for bail is, I'll be more than that.
Really?
I think that there's something going on here. I mean, I don't know if your honor saw, they recovered almost $50,000 from the defendant as well.
Successful, Judge. He's a successful businessman.
It was his Porsche that was following the rolls. Sir, you were ordered to stay away from the alleged victims, Fru, Ali, and Ali Sahib. No contact with these alleged victims, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties, and stay at least 500 feet away from the victims, their home, school, and place of employment at all times. Do you understand the stay away order, sir?
Yes, sir.
He did.
Okay.
So just one thing I take issue with the state. You said you want the court to find probable cause for 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Should it be also 1 count of throwing or shooting a deadly missile, or you want to leave the aggravated assault?
It could be charged that way as well, but it would be the 2 counts because I think there were 2 victims. So we may additionally charge the deadly missile.
All right, there's probable cause for 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. It's $5,000 bond, count 1, 5,000 count 2. Count 3, there's count 3, 4, and 5. 3 and 4 is armed possession of the oxycodone and alprazolam. There's
A few pills, Judge, it's like
there's-
3 or 4 pills.
there's- No, we had 7, you had 12 oxycodone, 2 alprazolam. So I'll do this. Count 3 will be $2,500 bond. Count 4 will be $1,000 bond.
Thank you, Judge.
And then count 5,
Sorry,
use of a weapon during the commission of a felony. You want an ROR or a dollar?
I'll take an RR.
Fine, ROR count
Would Your
5.
Honor, order that the defendant not use or possess a firearm. Not only was a gun used during the incident, when they arrested him, he also had a gun.
It's not illegal to have a gun in your
It
possession.
is illegal to shoot into somebody's car.
This is a first appearance hearing. I'm not ordering that. I don't do that for every person accused of a crime. It's not domestic. Sir, if you're going to possess a gun, make sure you comply with Florida law. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
I do, ma'am. I have a.
Your Honor, what was count 5?
Statements, Martati, I've got it. We'll get.
Done. Thank you
Count
both.
5, criminal mischief. What was the bond?
No, criminal mischief. 2, 3, 4. First criminal mischief. Sorry, that should be $2,500. And count 5, I'm sorry, that's count 5 and count 6 is the ROR. I missed one.
It's okay, Judge. So what's the total bond?
Total is, was that 10, 13,
Can you repeat the bonds, Your Honor?
5,001, 5,000 count 2, 2,500 count 3, 1,000 count 4, and count criminal mischief is 2,500. Count 6 is an ROR, so that's 16, I guess 16,000, I think. Is that right?
16,000.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good
If we
day.
can recall Mr. White's case.
Okay. I'm recalling Mr. White's case.
I'm here.
So I did make contact with the pre-file attorney who indicated that she did not file on the kidnapping because she didn't see any intent. So it's unlikely we're going to file on your client on that kidnapping charge.
Thank you. Can we agree then that I guess I just got the A form too, so.
Want false imprisonment instead, or you know?
Well, actually, Judge, if you read the Delgado case, that's not an appropriate charge either.
That's fine. So you can.
But Judge, I think Your Honor can take the fact that he stole that vehicle with the kids inside as a factor in determining the appropriate bond for this defendant. The defendant also has criminal history, including he's got a prior prison sentence.
He's
for-
there, Andres Q there. I can't see TG.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so on F254087, count 1 will be a release, right? We want to ROR on that. Let's do an ROR.
There's 2 counts of it.
Count 2 will be an ROR.
On
Count,
the other counts, Judge, I think an increased bond is warranted because of the kids, because of his criminal history. Also, it looked like this was something that was planned out. They followed the victim from where he picked up the cell phones to where the car was stolen. And
I
it
don't
was,
value for this cell phone. Just
it's 77,875.
Oh, there it is. Okay, this probable cause for grand theft. I'm gonna set that bond at $15,000. Count 4 is the grand theft of the vehicle, $5,000 bond. And count 5, burglary to the unoccupied conveyance is $2,500. That's plus house arrest with a GPS monitor.
What level, Judge?
Level 3 house arrest.
The
That's
state reports
roaming?
of 2.
Yeah, it's GPS roaming. Also, sir, you are ordered to stay away from the 2 children whose initials are KS and AZ. And also the mother, MZ, no contact, whoever they are, the whole family. No contact with those alleged victims, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties, who stay at least 500 feet away from the victims, their home, school, and place of employment at all times. Now, the other case dealing in stolen property,
Kind of duplicitous, Judge, isn't it?
what? No, this is
Kind of
something,
duplicitous.
no, this is something else.
That was,
Rubber, automotive, and industrial belts. It's not the.
I wasn't able to get that A form.
I'm sorry. I can see what it says. Let me see what it
There it
says.
is.
This is from May 8th, 2023. Let's see, there was 253-foot trailers stolen in Miami Lakes. The two trailers had $800,000 in rubber, automotive, and industrial belts. There were machinery belts for automotive and industrial belts for machinery. And it was stolen between May 7th, 2023 and May 8th, 2023. They had CCTV. And it showed a tractor enter the parking lot where the tractor was stored, hook up the trailer and leave the parking lot. And then the police received a report that in February 2024, there was a load of Goodyear automotive belts and belt tensioners that were shipped from Doral to Venezuela. It was discovered that a container with a manifest on it was consistent with the theft of the Goodyear load on May 8th of 2023. And there was a second container also sent by the same shipper. So both containers were held for further inspection. They were located in Jamaica. And Customs and Border Patrol responded there and did an inspection. They verified that all of the serpentine belts that were located in the two containers are the same exact belts that were stolen on May 8th.
And a bond, Judge?
I'm just reading it. Let me see. They discovered that Mr. Yoandris Q sold the business Connection USA 80,000 Goodyear serpentine belts for 25 cents a piece, totaling $20,000. He also gave an invoice. He was positively identified. So there's probable cause for dealing in stolen property.
Would Your Honor increase the bond and add a nebia on both cases?
That
Judge, I
bond,
don't think a nebia is appropriate. You did house arrest. You have almost $25,000 in bonds.
Is it the belts retail value between 800 and $1.1 million?
I'll set the bonds. What bond do you want? An F-25, 4077. I was thinking $15,000. What do you want?
25.
Okay. Bond of $20,000 with F-25 4077. It's
I
plus
don't
an.
have a 4077, Your Honor. This is for Mr. Q.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm writing the wrong. You know what? Attached to different. Wait a minute. There's an extra paperwork here that's not his. Who that belongs to? Sorry, F-25 4088.
Said the bond was how much?
$20,000 bond plus a nebia requirement. You have to show the money used to post your bond is from a legitimate source of funds. Both cases is going to be a nebia, but only the one case. The other case is
The 4087 is the only one that has plus house arrest.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
Level 2, Judge, or level 3? I didn't hear you.
Free house arrest. I didn't do
Okay,
it.
thank you.
House arrest. Good day. I'm about to take a break. I've spent now an hour dealing with private lawyers. And I can't take doing this anymore. I'm gonna leave this division because I can't handle this anymore. I'm calling my cases in order. I'm gonna finish the ladies. Barbie, Unanowicz.
She refused this morning. Corrections. Is she here?
She's here.
Okay. Moving on to greener pastures. Good afternoon, ma'am. You were arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia in one case. The second case is burglary to an unoccupied conveyance, 4 counts of fraudulent use of a credit card, 2 counts of unlawful possession of a stolen credit or debit card, and fraudulent use of a credit card, and petty theft. Public Defender's Office is appointed for you. There is probable cause. She has 2 open cases as well. I'm setting a bond on F-25-4047. It's a residue amount, $2,500 count 1, $500 count 2. The other case, I don't know what the state wants me to set. Just 4 counts. She went around, the victim's bag was stolen, the car was broken into, bag stolen. She's going around town charging.
On 2 through 5, 1,000 each is okay.
But what did I say? I'm sorry, F-25-4047. I said it should be 1,000 count 1 and 500 count 2. So I'm sorry, what do you want on those 4 counts? 1,000? On F-25-4031, burglary to the unoccupied conveyance is a $2,500 bond. Count 2, fraudulent use of a credit card, 2 through 5. Will be $1,000 each count. Count 6 and 7, unlawful possession of a stolen credit or debit card. Is it that you want $1,000 each count?
That's fine.
6. And count 8 is a fraudulent use of a credit card. Would be $500. And count 9, petty theft. I gotta see what the value is. It will be $150. Have a nice day. Next is Joshua Bailey, page 3.
He's a violent felony offender, special concern. He's on probation on 2 cases.
All right, thank you. You have another case you want out of turn, I'll do it next. What else? Good afternoon, sir. You were arrested for possession of a firearm, weapon, or ammunition by a convicted felon openly carrying a weapon. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office for you. Ms. Corey, did you want to say anything?
Yes, Judge, I would ask you to find no probable cause for counts 1 and 2. It indicates that the gun was found on the floor where the co-defendant claimed that it was his.
Problem is,
Apparently the co-defendant had been sitting back there and then moved to the front.
He claimed ownership of the firearm that was on the floorboard.
but it does say that the firearm was in arm's reach and readily accessible to both the co-defendant and defendant, who is now seated in the rear passenger seat. Let's see where the gun was found. The gun was found on the floorboard where the defendant was sitting, and I'm sorry, 1 second. So
He's in constructive possession.
yeah,
There's probable cause. I'll set his bond. What were you telling me?
There's nothing indicating he touched it or knew that the co-defendant had it at that time.
I will indicate.
He's in his car with a firearm. He's on probation. He shouldn't have let him in his car. Corrections, what'd you say? Is it VFOS?
Yeah.
Yes, he's on probation.
Here or somewhere else?
He's on
Here.
probation on two cases, F13-7774 Delta and F09-13682 Bravo.
So there's a hold. Hold for F13-17774D and F09-13682.
2B. There's no one in the F13. It's just F13-7774D.
You F13-7774D. I'll set a bond. State, what do you want? The $7,500 bond.
That's fine, or 5,000, he's got the hold anyways.
$5,000 bond. Have a good day.
2 counts.
Counts, Your Honor.
Count 2, it's $150. Corrections, do you want something out of, somebody want this case out of turn? Zaniel Cabrera?
Yes.
Talavera, page 7. Is that, did you want that case out of turn? Is there-
I've got a detective here on 2 cases.
We didn't call anybody out of turn, Your Honor.
I don't know, I thought,
I have Rodriguez Yanis for PCH, and then I think there was a detective here for Cabrera Talavera.
is somebody raising their hand? Is there attorney? Yeah, I'm after today, I'm gonna start something new. I'm telling all you private lawyers, I'm not telling any private lawyers out of turn. I've given up. I can't take the distraction. Yes, Mr. Vieira, you raised your hand, you put your hand down. I'm happy to call you now. My last day, I'm not doing this anymore. Let him go make complaints. Too distracting. Did he write his case he wants here?
I'm very straight. Is he there?
He's here.
Oh, he's the attorney here. Hi, how are you? Okay, now I know why I'm calling it. Hello.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I was on this morning as well. He's in on a warrant, so I had no idea when he was popping on. I just got called.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Sorry. I didn't realize you were here for this case. Good afternoon, Mr. Cabrera.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
English is okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Pursuant to an arrest warrant, you're charged with 1 count of leaving the scene of a crash causing a death and a 2nd count of tampering with physical evidence. Your attorney is here. Can you please state your name for the record?
George Vera on behalf of Mr. Cabrera, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Have you had a chance to review the arrest warrant?
I have not, Judge, but I've spoken with him. I don't have any probable cause argument towards the charge. I just know that I believe there is a bond amount of $300,000, obviously, which is tantamount to no bond. So that's what I would like to discuss, but I don't have a probable cause argument.
So the judge who signs the warrant, first appearance judge may not modify, so the state's requesting that Your Honor leave the bond at 300,000.
Right, this is a case from November 11th of 2024. So I guess there was an accident and the victim was killed on a motor scooter, I guess.
It appears like he was arrested in Texas, brought down here.
It's pretty gruesome facts. Anyway, there's probable cause. I would adjust the bond board for you, but I can't because the judge who signed the warrant checked the box.
I understand, Judge. Can I know what division he's going to?
Brinkley, 04.
Courtroom 2-1, I believe. Yeah. So I have to set the bond according to the warrant because the judge who signed the warrant wrote a bond and that the first appearance judge cannot modify it. So you may be entitled to a lower bond. Count 1 for leaving the scene of a crash causing a death is $250,000. And count 2, tampering with physical evidence, is $50,000. So You have a good attorney. Listen to what he tells you. He's going to set this before the division judge, who's Judge Brinkley, who hopefully will address your bond modification. Anything else, Mr. Vieira?
No, Judge, thank you for taking me out of turn.
Right. Good day. Thank you. You have any others I need to call out of turn?
Rodriguez Yanis for PCH.
Okay. What page, please?
It was on page 7.
Okay. Osneil Rodriguez Yanis, page 7. Is it for a detective and is he here? He or she here?
It's Detective Garcia. Promoting him.
Thank you.
We'll need the Spanish interpreter, please.
Good afternoon, sir. We're here today for a probable cause hearing. I'm waiting for the officer to appear so I can swear them in. Thank you.
Buenas tardes, señor. Estamos aquí por una audiencia para establecer motivos fundados. Estamos esperando a que comparezca el agente de policía.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are going to give in this proceeding will be the truth? If so, state I do.
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Please tell me your name and what police agency you work for.
Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, Detective Luis Garcia, ID 7376.
Isn't it deputy now? Are you a deputy detective? I have to understand all the new.
Yeah, Deputy Sheriff now, sorry.
Deputy Sheriff. Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Steve.
I think he needs the interpreter, right? Or no?
Sí, él se acaba de presentar. El agente de policía es Luis García, es asistente de sheriff y trabaja en el departamento de policía de Miami-Dade.
We brought you, but there was an issue as to value. Go ahead, Steve.
Right, Detective, do you know the value of the packages that were stolen?
Yes, it's one of the victims. It's $759.96, and the other one I believe is like $69.
Okay. La fiscalía le pregunta cuál es el valor de los paquetes que fueron robados. El primero son 700, sir, is 759.
$59.96.
No, the first one, please.
$759.96.
Ok, $759.90. Thank you.
Do you know where they were taken from on the victims' properties?
Yes, I have video. I have them on video on both, right on the front porch after being
¿Bien
delivered.
sabe de dónde se sustrajeron de la propiedad del acusado? Sí, lo tengo en vídeo y están en el porche de entrada ambos.
So, Judge, potentially there's burglary charges.
Potencialmente existen cargos de allanamiento ilícito.
Do you know how long he's been living here in Miami for?
¿Cuánto tiempo ha vivido aquí en Miami?
Steve, do you show when he entered the country?
I think I see addresses since 2014, so at least 10 years.
Okay.
Veo direcciones postales desde el 2014, por lo menos 10 años.
Count 1, grand theft is $2,500 bond. Count 2, petty theft. There's probable cause for petty theft, a second-degree misdemeanor. That's $150.
Okay. El primer cargo es hurto en mayor cuantía, son $2.500. El segundo es hurto en menor cuantía, que es un delito menor de tercer grado, son $150.
Thank you. Anything else?
Gracias. ¿Alguna otra cosa?
Detective, sorry about the wait.
Thank you. Sorry about the wait. We get crazy in here sometimes.
I see that. I'm sorry. It's okay.
On and on. But you're always welcome. Glad you were here. Thank you. Have a nice
No,
day.
you're welcome. Take care. Bye.
Any
Bye.
other? They have to call out a turn. They go back. Okay. Next case is Jonathan Krakauer. Page 3. Good afternoon, sir. You were arrested for aggravated stalking. Sir, can you afford to hire a private lawyer?
Your Honor. No, Your Honor, I cannot afford an attorney.
Public Defender's Office for you. This is a case from November of 2024, November 10th. Let me review for probable cause.
Judge, I know the victim's here. If he wants to say anything, just raise your hand right in the chat. Let us know.
Happy to promote the victim if the victim wishes to be heard.
I tried promoting him before. He didn't accept the promotion, so if he wants to be promoted, just let us know.
If you tell me who it is, I'm happy to try.
It's
okay.
Right, it's Mr. Martinez, but he doesn't need to speak unless he wants to. I promoted him. If he wants to, just let us know.
Okay. No, okay. I believe there's probable cause for the charges. Let's just keep reading this. All right, so you were ordered to stay away. You are ordered to stay away from the alleged victim, Joel Martinez. He's here, he's raising his hand.
I'll promote him again.
I'll try. Let me try because for some reason I have better luck than you. Anyway, you are ordered to stay away from the alleged victim, Joel Martinez. No contact with the victim, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. And no contact with the victim through social media or other electronic means. You must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, his home and school, and place of employment at all times. Do you understand the stay away order, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me hear, does the victim wish to be heard? He can.
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Martinez.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hey, do you want to put on your video? I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are going to give in this proceeding will be the truth? If so, state I do.
I do.
Thank you. Okay, put your hand down. Tell us your name, please.
My name is Joel Martinez.
And are you the alleged victim in this case?
I am.
Thank you. Go ahead, state.
I would like
Go for it, Joel.
I would like to go ahead and put a restraining order and obviously press charges.
So this is a first appearance hearing. I've reviewed an arrest affidavit for probable cause. And I just read a stay away order to Mr. Krakauer. All right. So under this criminal case, I'm entering a stay away order. I don't know if you have grounds to go get a civil injunction for him. And maybe that's something you can discuss with an attorney. But in this criminal matter, this court is entering a stay away order. So if you come 500 feet of you or your home and you contact the police, he can be rearrested and he would be locked up in jail until the trial.
Sir, anything else you want to tell the judge before the judge sets a bond?
That is it.
Okay.
Do you know him personally or not really?
I have no idea who he is.
You know why he decided to do this to you? Like,
I don't know who he is. No. He just shows up to my house and harasses me, threatening me to fight me.
So there's probably, Ms. Corey, did you have any questions at all for Mr. Martinez?
No, Judge.
Judge, I do have some more information. The defendant does have priors out of county. I see priors from Broward County, Lake County, Osceola County. Additionally, he just got off of probation last year, and it looks like there was a fugitive warrant from out of state. I don't know what happened with it in 23. He also came in on a bench warrant, and he's got an open misdemeanor. I also see a prior stalking conviction where he did some jail time upon revocation of probation in 08. State's requesting an increased bond plus house arrest level 2.
Judge, Mr. Krakauer has a serious medical condition that he's currently getting treatment for. He was diagnosed with leukemia. He just had some therapy and needs to get his blood work done. He may need once those results come through, he may need another series of treatments. So I would ask if you were to do house arrest that you do level 3, so he would be able to go to the appointment.
I mean, this has been going on for months where he's tormenting and harassing the victim. I'll set a bond, I'll add house arrest count. So he just has the aggravated stalking. I'm setting that bond at $5,000. So I did increase it. I doubled the bond because the suggested standard amount is $2,500. It's plus house arrest with a GPS monitor. It's going to be level 3 house arrest. They will have a record from that electronic monitor. And if you go near the victim or his home, he will get rearrested because it will ping in that location. Also with the curfew from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Unless you're at the hospital, and then you can let the house arrest people know. All right. Thank you for coming in today, Mr. Martinez. Good day, sir. Good day, Mr. Krakauer.
Hi, one more thing. I'm sorry. Is there any way, because he's threatened, he's shown up to my house. I travel for work and my parents stay home. Is there any way that we could put like a restraining order from my mother as well? I don't feel safe with him being out.
What is your house address? Because I'll read that to him. What is it?
1210 Northwest 179th Street, Miami, Florida 33169. I don't feel safe with him out. Like I said, he's done many threats.
Okay, sir, you are also ordered to stay away from the victim's residence at 1210 Northwest 179th Street in Miami, Florida. You're not allowed to go to that location. You must stay away from there and stay stay at least 500 feet away from Joelle Martinez. All right, no contact, text messaging, emailing, social media contact.
Based upon the victim's statement, Your Honor, wouldn't consider level 2.
Is there a difference between level 3 and 2? It's just more
Well,
restricted.
level 3, you can go wherever you want. Level 2, he would only be allowed to go for permitted purposes like medical appointments, work.
For now, I'm happy to give him the chance for level 3 because if he violates the court stay away order and gets rearrested, he will be locked up in jail until the trial. Sir, if you violate the court stay away order and contact the victim, you will be rearrested and you will not be getting out of jail until your trial. Do you understand? Okay. All right, Mr. Martinez. I hope that gives you some security. You can contact the state attorney's office and speak with the victim witness coordinator if you have any other questions. Okay.
Okay, thank you. He's also been arrested for this before. He has charges.
They can also give you a copy of the stay away order too.
Okay.
I would keep that at your house in case your parents need to call the police if you're not there.
Okay, thank you.
Dwayne Lane is next, page 3. Hi, Mr. Lane.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Got arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. Problem is you're out on felony bond, so there's a hold for you to see your judge tomorrow for your.
Judge, I would ask you to find no probable cause and no hold. You're saying he was in the rear driver's seat. There's also someone in the rear passenger.
Okay, let me look this better. I saw this cocaine. Rear pocket of rear passenger seat where the defendant and co-defendant were sitting. So he was sitting where the drugs were. They were in his wingspan.
They're saying that there's 2 people in the back, Judge. It doesn't indicate he was aware or that was even in the seat in front of him, in the pocket in front of him.
So it was found in that back. Nobody was in the driver's seat. They were both in the back, and that's where the drugs were found.
He also gave a fake name of Gus. And then he gave his real name. There's probable cause. I'll set it at $1,000 count 1 and 500 count 2. They should have charged him with resisting with that as well. But you'll see your judge tomorrow. Have a good day. Next is Christian Donati Dulzadis, page 4.
Bondo.
Thank you, corrections.
Audrey Roberts.
He's a violent felony offender, special concern. He's on probation on 2 cases.
Hold for F1960 and F19-15190. They have been fleeing and eluding at a high rate of speed. Good afternoon, Mr. Roberts. You have 2 cases. They are fleeing and eluding a police officer and resisting an officer without violence. A second case of possession of a firearm, weapon, or ammunition by a convicted felon, and aggravated assault with a firearm. So public defender's office will be appointed for you. I think there's probable cause for the charges. You are ordered to stay away from the alleged victim whose initials are TS. No contact with the victim either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. And you must stay at least 500 feet away from the victim, her home, school, and place of employment at all times. Count 1 on, F25 4084, fleeing and eluding a police officer, do $2,500 bond. Count 2, resisting without violence, is $500. The other case, F25 4083. Actually, I gotta. Where does it say he's a convicted felon?
1 second.
I don't see a judge.
Oh, man.
Probable cause for the aggravated assault with a firearm.
I think it's that she took a knife out, Judge.
She's in her house.
Oh, it says he fired it down to the ground.
Could be an attempted aggravated assault with a firearm. He shot the firearm, he discharged it. Miss F, you're pulling something out?
Yes. Yes, Judge, here we go. He was released from prison in August. Sentenced to 5-year state prison.
Was it? F what?
F 1960 and F 19-15190.
So there's probable cause for count 1, possession of a firearm by convicted felon, $7,500. Count 2. I'll find probable cause for an attempted aggravated assault with a firearm. That bond is $5,000. You'll see your judge tomorrow. Have a good day. Righty, as a hold?
Yeah.
I think the probation hold.
Yes, he's on probation. 2
Yeah,
cases.
Thank you. Jose Solano Montaner.
Bondo.
Domingo Luis, page 5. Good afternoon, sir. Do you speak English?
He's on felony bond.
Does he speak English or does he need an interpreter? No?
Speak English.
Oh, thank you. So you were arrested for grand theft. Oh, I need Mr. Luis Domingo for turnout. You have it here. Thank you. So the charges, you're arrested for grand theft of a vehicle, resisting an officer without violence. And I will appoint the public defender's office for you. If it's a motorcycle. So it's a stolen motorcycle. There's probable cause for the charges. He has open cases, yeah? How come no? F-24-13927, there should be a hold, is that correct?
He's on bond, he's out on bond in this case.
Somebody's not telling me things, there's no sticky here with this. Hold for the division judge for his open case. That's F-24-13927. Bond on count 1 is $2,500. Count 2 resisting without is $500. Have a good day, sir. Next is Sincere McBride. Page 6. Hi, Mr. McBride. You were arrested for throwing or shooting a deadly missile, grand theft of a firearm, and unlawful discharge of a firearm on public or residential property. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. Ms. F, did you find out the name of the first name of your victim? You only gave me the last name.
Let me call the detective, see if they have it.
Cause
And I don't have the detective's number.
okay. So
Right.
he shot at the victim's, I guess, his ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend. There's probable cause for that charge. Count 1, the firearm was stolen. There's probable cause for count 2 and count 3. Probable cause for everything. Stay away from Mr. Gibbons, the alleged victim. You don't have a name?
No.
All right. Bond on count 1, throwing or shooting a deadly missile is $7,500. Count 2, grand theft of a firearm is $2,500. Count 3, discharge of a firearm in public is $500. Good day, sir. There's no fires that I see. You know what? I'm going to add house arrest to this one. That's plus house arrest with a GPS monitor. It's going to be level 3 house arrest. Yeah. Curfew from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Next, we have this Francisco.
Judge, he works overnight at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, which one?
Burger King and Orange.
Okay, so I won't do the curfew, just leave him on house arrest. I want to make sure he has the monitor on him. No curfew. Francisco Carrillo, page 6. Just possession, isn't it?
Correct.
MDA before, clear bag is MDMA before, weighed 2.2 grams, and after weighed 12 grams. Something's not right.
Possession is fine, Judge.
Okay. Do you speak English, sir? Good afternoon.
Spanish, please. Yeah.
So you were arrested for possession with intent to sell a controlled substance, but it should just be possession of a controlled substance.
Okay. Se le imputa tenencia con intención de vender sustancias reguladas.
And count 2 is possession of an open alcohol bottle in a vehicle.
Y el cargo número 2 es tenencia de una botella abierta, una botella alcohólica abierta dentro de un vehículo.
I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Voy a nombrar al abogado de oficio para que le represente.
Pretrial services
Judge,
alternate.
he's requesting a bond. Right, so he's driving with an open bottle and MDMA. He doesn't have a license and he's got prior DUI arrests.
Bueno, dice la fiscal que no tiene licencia y que tiene antecedentes penales de conducir bajo los efectos.
Corrections, what happened on the traffic charges?
$1 bond.
Se está preguntando a las autoridades de tráfico acerca de sus infracciones de tráfico.
I asked for a pretrial, Judge.
No.
La abogada defensora pide que le pongan en el programa PTS.
The only thing I see is a prior history, Judge, is a withhold on a misdemeanor from 2010.
Dice la abogada defensora que lo único que ve es una retención del fallo condenatorio por un delito menor en el 2010.
Pretrial alternate bond, $2,500, count one, $150, count two.
Pretrial alternate. Ok. En el primer cargo se le ofrece el programa alterno, el programa PTS con una fianza alternativa. Excuse me, Your Honor, the alternate bond on charge number 1, what is the amount?
$2,500, count one, $150, count two.
$2,500. $2,500 el cargo número 1, 250 el número 2.
Also,
Judge, would you do the traffic?
I'm entering a no drive order, no driving unless you have a valid license.
Estoy emitiendo una orden de que usted no puede conducir, a no ser que tenga una licencia vigente.
With pretrial is no valid driver's license case AKG LDHE, alternative dollar.
Yo voy a sacar la licencia.
Bueno, en el caso que termina en ED, tiene una fianza alterna de $1 y el programa PTS.
Next is Bruce Goldstein.
Be set tomorrow, disruptive, Your Honor.
There's probable cause for burglary to an occupied dwelling and burglary criminal mischief. They don't have the value. I don't know if you want to bring in the officer for the value.
Not right now, Judge.
Count one, there's probable cause.
So I think it's a criminal. Okay.
Criminal mischief for count two. But there's no value.
But I think it's a felony because of the power was tampered with.
Okay.
Electrical box. I don't know.
Reset it tomorrow. Pedro Ordonez Pavon, page 7. Do you speak English?
Yes, I do.
Arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer without violence and disorderly intoxication. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. There's probable cause for the charges. Sir, how long have you lived in Miami for?
Oh, 8 years.
Maybe count one, $2,000.
With regard to the charge of battery and law enforcement officer, it looks like the officer raised his hand in front of Mr.
Officer was protecting himself because he was aggressive.
I never touched.
I think there's PC for a judge.
Grabbed the officer's left hand, pushed it away. There's probable cause.
It may have been something instinctual if somebody's putting their hand in your face, trying to, what they say, create space. It may be moving the hand out of the way that you think is about to be striking you.
He's not trying to strike him. There's probable cause for the charges. I lowered his bond. 2,000, because I understand he was drunk, pretty inebriated. 2,000 count one, $500 count two, and $150 count three. Good luck to you, sir. Next is Antoine Englund, page 7. Can we bring in the next person, please? Antoine Englund. Good afternoon, sir. You were arrested for driving as a habitual traffic offender and possession of cannabis. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. There is probable cause. Will pretrial take him? Huh? Yes. Pretrial alternate bond, $2,500, count one, ROR count two. No driving unless you have a valid license, sir. Have a nice day. Next, Joshua Reed, page 8.
Bond out.
Thank you. Omar McDougal.
NBC, reset for tomorrow.
Let me take a look. We did this already. Reset NBC. Matos Jasmani, page 9.
Ward D, reset for tomorrow.
Reset Ward D. Okay. That's it. On this case, did you want me to appoint your office or did I do that already? Yes.
And the arrest form says he had an attorney, so they did not speak to him.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it. If it says he has a lawyer, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Reset Ward D. That's it. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank